Hi Pisces, welcome to your September 2018 tarot reading. Thank you all for your likes and subscriptions, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. I'm doing monthlies and mid-monthly readings on the tarot and astrology, of course. So Pisces, let's see what we've got going on for you guys. So this is interesting because, well, you know, these things happen. Okay, so Seven of Cups and the Emperor before we get started. The Emperor, Aries energy. This full moon coming up on the 25th, I believe, of September is the Aries full moon. Now that is your financial full moon. This is the perfect time to get to grips with what you need to release in terms of your spending. What are you spending money unnecessarily on? What wouldn't you miss? What are your relationships with money? A lot of the things that you're getting are sort of those, when I sort of see this combination and I think of this full moon, because it's in your financial sector, I think of financial spending on frivolous things, superficial things, shopping addictions, that type of thing. But in terms also as it's the full moon of self-worth, as you know, the second house is all about our worth as a person. I sort of see this as, are you in charge of your own life? Are you your own boss? Or are you taking the opinions of others too seriously? It might be a good time to do some thought about that, some release about that. I feel like there could be people in your life that, because you are a mutable sign and it can sometimes be regarded by others as a more passive energy, it could be that you need to stop letting other people try and run your life, you know. Because at the end of the day, when things go wrong, they're not the ones picking up the pieces. Make sure that you're taking your own advice on things, Pisces. That's what I'll say to you about that full moon. That Emperor card came up perfectly. So Pisces, September. Oh, Seven of Wands, defensiveness. Yeah, I think you're going to have to stand your ground a little bit, Pisces. The King of Wands. So already we're dealing with a fire sign energy. Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Could be romantic. We have the Two of Cups here, Pisces. What's this? This looks a lot like a romantic situation to me. With the fire sign, sun, moon, or rising. Doesn't have to be, you know, with the Two of Cups, it can be a water sign too. The Eight of Swords. Four of Swords. And the High Priestess. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, and the Star. Okay, so Pisces. You know, this is a very magical combination that I'm seeing. And you know what's so beautiful about it? It's very spiritual. And to see the Eight of Swords in it's the helpful position here, which is interesting, but I'm seeing this more as you're learning to respond differently to the things that have made you anxious before. Now, one thing that I want to say is with the amount of seventh house energy dealing with partnerships, this Two of Cups is not unexpected. Romance and partnerships may take a sudden front seat whereby they may not have done in the month of August. You know, in the month of August we were dealing with all that sixth house energy, day-to-day work and health and things like that. But romance, I think, is going to be taking a really strong theme in September, and particularly in the months to come, because Venus moves into Scorpio, your sister sign, on the 9th of September, and it will remain there for at least 4 months due to the retrograde period. But that's more something we talk about in October. So for now, this is looking like very exciting, watery, feminine energy. Now, I feel like a lot of you are dealing with a water sign or a fire sign, but some of you are certainly dealing with an Aquarius. Now, the High Priestess to me in the Star indicates that whatever direction you're going in, you're being more in touch with the spiritual side of your being. Health issues in particular that you may have suffered, ailments that you may have suffered, may have been from not speaking your truth. Sore throats, tickly throats may have been not speaking your truth. shoulder issues may have been parental issues. But for the most part, I'm thinking you guys see this spiritual turnaround of events, particularly if you are dealing with a fire sign. It's almost like some of you have had anxiety towards this fire sign person. Maybe that anxiety is changing. I think some of you are learning the art of meditation whereby you haven't tried. Certainly if you're looking at tarot and things, it's more to do with spiritual growth and alignment rather than predictive. Sometimes to give exact predictions with tarot can be unwise in horoscopes because there's so many of you dealing with different situations. It can just pick up the energies of things. We all have free will. The High Priestess, this is particularly popular for you guys because you are the High Priestess more than any other sign. You are the spiritual, you're the dancers, you're the dreamers. And when you lose touch of that, Pisces, you do get anxious. You need an outlet of some kind, whether you work in an office, whether you work as a dancer. If you're not having that spiritual side to you, that fulfillment, that passion, then you can feel a little bit lost and you can feel out of alignment with yourself. And for some reason this month I see you more than ever getting to grips with that, and I see healing within a relationship. As I said, particularly if it is a fire sign, the challenge position may be sleep problems or a break in a romantic relationship. It almost looks like maybe taking time away from your partner isn't the correct thing to do if you are having troubles. Or if you're single and you want a break from relationships, you could be withdrawing yourself from something spectacular, Pisces. Be wary of that because this Four of Swords is coming up in your challenge position. Now this may mean that you're not getting enough rest. There's always that aspect. But I'm seeing this as you possibly being somewhat in hermit mode this month and needing to find a way to get out of that. And the way that I see you getting out of that is to become incredibly clear on what it is that you're wishing for with the Star card. Because the Star card, she wants to grant you wishes. She wants to grant you wish fulfillment, what it is that fulfills you, your desires. Particularly if you are thinking about an Aquarius person, I think there could be a pretty strong tie there. It's interesting. I'm pretty sure, Pisces, that last month the King of Wands and the Two of Cups came up. I'm almost sure that it may have been in the mid-August reading, so we're possibly still dealing with that energy. And certainly for you guys, fire signs seem to have been pivotal. But the interesting thing about career in that context is that it doesn't have to be a fire sign per se, but it can manifest as your initiative, your boss mentality, running your own show. As I said before, with this Aries full moon coming up, now you could certainly be dealing with an Aries person, but with the Aries full moon coming up, one of the things that I'm seeing for you is taking back charge of your own life. Some of you may have been financially dependent upon somebody else, and that may have been something that you break free from this month. And I'm going to draw 2 more cards. Oh, the Queen of Cups and the Three of Wands. Okay. Some of you are moving. Some of you are traveling far. Some of you are traveling to very different locations to where it is that you've been from. Which is nice, right, Pisces? Don't forget that Venus in Scorpio, it's your 9th house of travel and expansion. You may fall in love with somebody from the different side of the world, and it could be a water sign. It could be a Scorpio. It could be a Cancer. Or it could be a fellow Pisces, certainly. But I see love coming into your life this September, Pisces, in a very strong way. Do you know, it may be that some of you are finally releasing a fire sign from the past, somebody who they could possibly have been long distance too, but I'm seeing a distance here regarding someone. And I think a lot of it is to do with you moving and moving on to pastures new. The Three of Wands is a very adventurous energy. So your partners that you may be attracting could be adventurous. As I say, with Venus in the 9th house, and it's going to be there, Pisces, for at least I think it's about 4 months. I think it goes out into Sagittarius in December. But I think a lot of you could fall in love with someone from a different culture, even a different religious background, a different country, different side of the world. Some of you, this Three of Wands, it could be pretty long distance, I'm going to say. This is someone from a very different part of the world. I do see something to do with ships and water coming in. Maybe you're working near a dock. Maybe some of you are cruising. Some of you could certainly find love on a cruise ship, because this lady, the Queen of Cups, I don't know if you can see this, she does kind of look like she's looking over the side of a boat, I guess, in some ways. We can see the water here. But I also see she's in the eye of the storm, and she looks calm. So a lot of things might be going around in your personal life, Pisces, but you're going to be dealing with it. You're going to be feeling pretty strong. And you're going to be feeling pretty fulfilled as well. I think this is somebody worth loving is coming into the perspective. But for others of you, you may be choosing to be single. Of course, I do see this Four of Swords as taking a break from something this month. And that's okay. Just make sure that under this influence, you're using this new moon in Virgo on the 9th to really figure out what it is, what you want from a partner and in your relationships. Now, I have made a video that's separate on new moon manifestations and what the process is, involving crystals and cards and candles and things, and how it is that you really get into alignment with what it is that you want from a partner. So you can look at that if you want to. Just know that when the new moon is around, regardless of whether or not you're doing a ritual, your mindset is key to predicting the next 6 months of that area. So be careful with it. It's a beautiful time to manifest the type of partners and relationships that you want. And with the Two of Cups, I do feel like certainly the ground for relationship, the seeds can be sown quite comfortably this month for you anyway. But of course, it's up to you. It depends what you're wishing for. Some of you are probably wishing for a career, and some of you are probably wishing for love. But there's going to be a change, and there's going to be options too with the 3. Waiting to make a decision. Maybe you've been hearing for someone that you've wanted to make a decision on you, and that's entirely possible. If they've been choosing between you and somebody else, I think it's certain that they're going to choose you, Pisces. But there's always the question of, do you want to be an option anyway? That's always the call, I think, when I see the Three of Wands. It's deciding what to do in a situation and about a person. I do think with the Queen of Cups here, it's very strongly suggesting to me that a water sign is the best bet. It may also be that you're choosing between a water sign and a fire sign. Again, it's 50-50 really. The Three of Wands energy, Queen of Cups is Cups energy. Now, as I say with the Eight of Swords, the stress and the anxiety that you've possibly been feeling as a Pisces is cured by your spirituality, getting more in alignment. Trying crystals, particularly amethyst, Pisces, is very good for you to get in alignment with your third eye. Reiki practices, that type of thing. It's a good time to get into that. We've just had that very intense full moon in Pisces at the end of August, so you're going into this month a lot more emotionally sensitive than usual, and Pisces is pretty sensitive anyway, so that's saying something. My rising's Pisces, so I understand. So I'm going to draw a Goddess Guidance card as well, Pisces, and see what we've got for you. Goddess Guidance messages for Pisces, September. Goddess Guidance messages for Pisces in September. Goddess Guidance for Pisces in September. Goddess Guidance for Pisces in September. Okay. Bright future and true love. That looks pretty nice, huh, Pisces? Okay. Lakshmi. Bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. Pisces, it looks better than fine to me. Here's Guinevere with true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Well, that kind of confirms that theory. Some of you are definitely falling in love this month. I mean, true love and the Two of Cups. What else, Pisces? What more do you want? This is very interesting because it is sort of coming from the energies of the end of August. I feel very strongly like some of you guys are being united with the one. like, you know, the person that you're meant to be with. And some of you are really falling in love, and I mean pretty hard, because this can, for some of you, this can be love at first sight with the Two of Cups and the High Priestess. For those of you that are entirely single, please don't be surprised if somebody new comes into the picture, and don't be disheartened if there isn't anyone right now. The thing about the skies is, you know, with this 7th house energy and the Jupiter and Scorpio energy and the full moon that's just passed, as I said, the grounds are fertile for love. It doesn't mean that it has to happen at the exact time as everyone else's, but it's just letting you know that the ground is there and that there are opportunities. It's up to you to take them, of course, and believe in them. As I say, make sure with the new moon you're focusing on what it is that you want out of your relationships. But certainly, Pisces, I love this card. You know, true love, and Lakshmi is such a beautiful card as well, with the elephants and the colors and the sunset. The future is looking bright. I think you're going to have a pretty good month, Pisces. I can't lie. I think this is going to be a nice one for you guys. And yeah, if you want a private reading with me, the email is listed below, and I will see you guys for the mid-monthlies. Bye.